Welcome back to Cure for the Common Game. Today, we are going to talk about Piru the Volatile in deck number 727. Now, this is modeled after the old original Elder Dragon cycle of 5, Bolas and Arcades, and that's hence the mana cost. 2, 2, 2, and 2, so 8 mana. Remarkably, this is the same colors as the deck I did yesterday in the live, although completely different scenario here. So, Piru the Volatile is red, white, black. For those that got the Cons of Tarkir Crayola box, that would be Mardu. Was that right? Yeah. 7/7 flying lifelink, like all the original ones, you have to spend one of each color to keep it alive. But now this one actually has, when Piru dies, it deals 7 damage to each non-legendary creature. So I read that as, let's play Tribal Legends. That way, if we can't pay the upkeep, our creatures don't die. And then it went from that into, maybe I don't want to play the upkeep. If there's a huge board and I have all legends out, and if people have, elves or goblins or angels, whatever, maybe I just don't want to, and just 7 damage pyroclasm to everything that's not a legend. So my mind very first went to legends, legendary creatures, the Primeval's Glorious Rebirth plays right into the legendary thing. Arvad makes them all bigger. Heroes Podium. Just the tribal legends, for lack of a better term. So, let's get into it. Our commander is very mana intensive. 8 to cast and 3 to keep under range. So, we have got some mana rocks here. Of course, we're going to start with a Soul Ring. Commander Sphere, Rakdos Locket, Orzhov Key Rune, Talisman of Indulgence, Colligan's Monument. There's a reason for Colligan's Monument, by the way. We'll get to that. Orzhov Signet. I figured the Firemind's Vessel would be pretty good since you're getting 2 mana of different colors, which you're going to want, 3-color deck. That's why I put the Arcane Signet in. I just don't have enough signets to merit every 2-color deck, so I tend to save them for 3 and up. Rakdos Signet, Boros Locket, Orzhov Locket, and of course your favorite and mine, Burnished Heart, to help ramp those lands out. So let's get into our legends, shall we? Red, white, black legends. These are in no particular order, just because this deck has actually been played. Chris, from the patron from Discord, has actually played this deck. I have played against it. It was not fun. We have Kenneth. Deals that much damage to each other opponent. That's pretty good. Yeah, especially with a 7/7 flying lifelinking commander. Teshar cast a historic spell, so that is every creature plus all of our mana rocks. Okay. Yeah. Obosh. Now, yeah, it's just in the deck. It's not a companion. Odd converted mana cost. It's 50-50. Of course, that is the odds. I didn't mean to. Anyway. Odric. Lunark Marshal. This is share and share alike. Papa Smurf here. The same is true for Flying Death Touch, Double Strike, Hexproof, Indestructible, Lifelink, Menace, Reach, Sculpt, Trample, and Vigilance. So that would be why the sisters are, I say sisters, they're not really sisters. Chroma Angel of Fury has a whole bunch. Chroma Angel of Wrath has a bunch. These are, because we have so much ramp, I felt like, we could include the big drops in here, Malfagor. I had Malfagor played against us. That was a, sacrifice your board moment. Singir the Dark Baron. Nice. Chainer Nightmare Adept. Boy, this is Chris's signature card. He was so stoked that he got to play it. You know, I think he turned 2'd a Zozu, if I'm not mistaken. And it was not, because he went first. And then, so you've got one land and Zozu hits the board. Yeah. I think I was playing Green Ramp, if I'm not mistaken. We have the White Familiar. So why not make our commander get bigger, right? Kervak, Tesa Envoy, Rogra, Carter, the Black Familiar, Menace Death Touch flying, lifelink, sure. We have the Knight in Sylvia Bright Spear, because dragons your team control has double strike. This was what first took me down the whole rabbit hole there. Well, I like dragons having double strike. My commander's a dragon. And then, of course, she partners with Korvath, which doesn't really do a lot, knights, whatever. But that's when I made the decision to put in the monument, because if they have double strike, I might as well make my mana rock into a double striking. And then I was like, well, Bladeween the Risen can get a dragon back. Colligan, dragons get bigger. And the only other dragon I come up with was Skittles. But I'm telling you what, though. Is it just me, or... Now, I saw this across the board. He played Skittles here, and it almost turned into archenemy. People really don't like this dragon. We got Alicia to get the little guys back. Thalia, Heretic Cathar. Yep, you're playing with tap lands too, bro. Olivia, one of my favorite vampires ever. One of my favorite creatures. I tell a story all the time. Back when Innistrad was standard legal, I played a deck where literally, in standard, my first spell cast was Olivia, and I didn't cast another spell and won the game. She did all the work by herself. Yeah, just Razakath, because, it's really good. 8/8 trample for 8 and flying, and then you tutor in, and then, Elish Dorn for good measure. So, that's the legendary creature base, right? We got a little bit of card draw, probably nowhere near enough. Sign in Blood, Painful Lesson, Read the Bones, Tormenting Voice. A little bit of helper cards, if you will. Lightning Greaves, I really like it, for the commander, because that's kind of battle mastery. That's probably a slot right there. I could probably use another really good legendary creature in that slot. Goblin Wargrums, granting menace to my whole team, which is kind of sweet. So let's look at our black, white, red removal, which is remarkably different from yesterday's black, white, red removal, right? Similar. We still have Mortify, Terminate, Disenchant, but now have Vindicate. I'm a sucker for the 3-word text box. I love it. The 3-word text box is just, it is some beautiful stuff. Extinguish All Hope, Utter End, Sword to Plowshare, Doomblade, another copy of the Merciless Eviction. Manatide. I cannot preach Manatide enough, because this card, we play a tap-out format. Everybody taps out. I have noticed it quite a bit in personal games, in like spell table games, things like that. People tap out a lot. And nobody ever sees Mana Tithe coming. Ever. Crackling Doom. I mean, it fits the colors. It's decent removal. But I really like the Ruinous Ultimatum. Seems like this will turn you into the archenemy too. Hard to cast, but you know what? I have not resolved this since Ikoria came out. It's, you know, it's seen a couple decks, but I haven't drawn it, haven't cast it, whatnot. But this has got to be a good feeling, right? Gotta be. So we are back in our non-basic lands. Start off with our Evolving Wilds that you know is in there. Path of Ancestry is... It's in here because it's an any color land. You're probably... I mean, there's a few dragons. You know, it could be very easy to take this into a legendary dragon deck. But, yeah, I didn't. The Command Tower, Savai Triome, Nomad Outpost, Alpine Meadow, Terramorphic Expanse, Sulphurous Mire, Orzhov Basilica, Needle Spire, Orzhov Guildgate, Rakdos Guildgate, Stone Quarry, Temple of Silence, Shambling Vent, Windscarred Crag, and the Drossforge Bridge. Now, I like these new common, indestructible duels that are artifact lands. Shows they're not scared, right? Because the very first time they did artifact lands, they kind of went a little on the deep end side of things because there was no drawback. They were thinking that them being artifacts and lands would make them enough of a drawback. As it turned out, that wasn't exactly accurate. It got banned in a lot of formats. 727 is done. We will put it on the wall. I do appreciate it, everybody. Y'all let me know what you think. And we're going to go ahead and call that a video for today. So we're going to shuffle and cut.